the living conditions, how they are being exported in trucks. Exported, fuck me. Welcome back to the Sashimi Tangent podcast, guys. My name is Vincent. On the other end, you have my co-host, Zan.
Yeah, hello.
All right, so we received okay, this is getting like deja vu because this is, by the way, the second time we are taking this. But we received some feedback we received some feedback from our viewers overseas and out of Singapore that our accent was too thick. Our Singaporean accent was too thick with two C's at the back.
Yeah,
but
thick.
Yeah, so we'll try to keep our accent to a neutral point, I guess.
We'll try our best to be neutral.
Right, we'll try our best to be as neutral as we can. So that you can at least listen to it while you're on the go and you don't really have to focus too deeply to understand what we're saying.
Yeah, I'll read the subtitles.
Right. We'll try to slow our speech down as well. I realize that however I'm speaking right now is kind of fast still.
I think it's okay. I think it's a good pace.
Then again, you're used to me.
True.
Right. So anyway, we'll try to keep it neutral. As neutral as possible. You might hear some Australian leaking. Here
you
now
might.
And then. Oi. but there is no offense. It's just we find that the accent is really fun to imitate.
Yeah, no offense. Nice. Nice.
Anyway, right. So let's get to the topic at hand for today. Yeah. I guess we'll be talking about our struggles or experiences during COVID.
COVID basically
restrictions.
Like Singaporeans' experience on COVID,
right,
and the restrictions we had to deal with.
Right. I guess we can't really bracket the whole Singaporeans thing because I guess everyone
Singaporeans at the age of 20 and a half years old to 21 to 22 who experienced the COVID at the start of roughly when we entered national service. Right. Is that like inclusive enough for you?
I won't say inclusive, but at least we'll try to explain the struggles that most Singaporeans suffer through.
Before we start on the topic, disclaimer.
Right.
Yes, these are just our opinions. We do not represent any organization that we are with.
Right. And everything that is stated here, like we said, it's like San said, it's really our opinions. So try not to bring it. Please do not bring it actually out of context by clipping it.
Yeah, I don't think today's episode will be offensive. So
I don't think so. But I think there are some people that
no
might
offense.
Yeah.
And if you're offended, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, suck it. But yeah, unfortunately, there are some people who take offense into literally everything that we are saying or anything anyone is saying.
All right.
So yeah, just a disclaimer for you guys. Please do not take this. Please do not take any clip from this out of context and just cancel us. This is just episode 2, man. Give us a break.
Actually, you know what? Do it if you want to. You'll get the clout.
Alright, fair. Yeah. Bad PR is still PR.
Yeah.
Right,
PR is PR. There's no bad PR.
Right.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah, let's hop into the topic.
Shall we start from the beginning of COVID,
so
I guess?
What were you doing before COVID hit?
Right. So I think like I said in the episode 1 of ourselves, I was still in Japan. Actually, when the COVID outbreak just hit. No, I won't say that the outbreak hit, but
the news was out that there was this case
in
China.
There was this weird pneumonia case that is very unusual. But I was still in Japan at that point.
Right.
Like I think it was around December, maybe. I was still in Japan. When we flew back.
I remember.
When we flew back, it started to get a bit more rampant. I would say that the COVID-19, or at that point was the novel coronavirus from Wuhan, China, was starting to spread pretty wildly. And then they failed the lockdown. Well, they said that they succeeded, but in reality they failed because it spread out everywhere because it was during Chinese New Year as well. Yeah. So it spread during Chinese New Year. And at that period, I guess a lot of Singaporeans were pretty confused, I would say.
Was Chinese New Year when they first introduced the work from home? Like the timeline's kind of getting a blur in my head.
No.
That was 1 year later?
No, I think that was a couple of months after. I think around 3 to 5 months after.
About
May. When they initiated the full country lockdown.
Okay. Yeah. For Singapore, right?
Yeah, for Singapore. I wouldn't know about other countries because I'm not in a position to comment about other countries.
So you were back from Japan?
Yeah, at that point I was back from Japan.
Have you finished school?
When I came back, my school was still ongoing. We officially graduated on April, but the last day of school was around February. So I think when we came back, it was really quite rampant. I was the only one wearing a mask actually on the train in school.
Masks were out of stock.
not only out of stock, it was not made mandatory yet by our dear Prime Minister.
It was being scalped as well.
Yeah, it was being scalped very badly, and unfortunately, I was part of one of the. I didn't get scalped, but I got scammed in a certain manner of saying, I guess, because I was out trying to get more masks, right? I was also trying to get it for my friend. Unfortunately, this guy who sold it to us, I wouldn't say it's pretty cheap, but it's around $2 a mask.
Oh,
and
that's
we got
quite expensive.
Yeah, and the thing is, price wasn't an issue, but the problem was that he gave us mask which was 2-ply.
Oh,
and it didn't have the waterproof front.
I see. Are we gonna name and shame?
No, I think the guy basically disappeared off the radar.
Oh, it's not a friend.
Yeah, it's not a friend.
Okay,
I didn't buy it through a friend. It was through another guy.
All right.
Man, if my friend did that, holy shit.
Yeah, like we're gonna name and shame.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna name and shame. I don't care if I doss him. But yeah, it was through another guy. It was through another seller, so I got conned basically.
I see.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time since we got to go out without masks.
Yeah, but I mean, we are still going out with mask at this point. So we know that a lot of countries have been going to the outdoor, no mask outdoors, but mask indoors.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So
we are not one of those.
Yeah. Before we get there, right?
Right. The timeline from the start.
Yeah.
To
so how did it affect you? Like when the whole lockdown, it didn't really affect you much, right? Since you just graduated, you're waiting for army.
Then again, even without army, I would say that I think I was doing some freelancing work at that point. So financially, we didn't really struggle. No, I won't say we didn't really struggle, but we were in still a comfortable position where we still had a cushion at the back. So even if let's say that if my dad got fired, my sister got fired, or retrenched, we still had a cushion to last us for a while. In fact, I think we have a good enough comfortable cushion to last us for a while. But fortunately, none of that happened. I know that there's a lot of Singaporeans who got retrenched, and it didn't end up well for them.
But for your daily life, it
didn't really affect my daily life because from the my personality, I'm a homebody. If you don't know what a homebody is, I love staying at home. And I believe home is my sanctuary, and it's my man cave, literally.
Okay.
So I didn't really need to go out, except for essentials maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it didn't really affect me much. I would say a lot of people are affected. I would say they have cabin fever. I think they call it. So they're getting sick of their home. They're getting sick of their wives, their husbands, their kids.
I see. Wow.
But yeah, I guess both me and my mom, we are both like technically homebodies. So it didn't really affect us that much.
See.
Yeah, I didn't get to see my dad as often because unfortunately he's working overseas, and travel is just not easy nowadays. Yeah, much less my sister as well. Yeah, but how about you? In the beginning phase, how did it affect you?
I guess for me in the beginning phase, when the news hit, I was waiting for army. Right,
go on. I think it's still recording.
Yeah, test.
Sorry, audition failed on us again, so you might experience some weird things right here. My bad, guys.
Okay, so we were talking about we were on my experience, right, when COVID first hit. When the news came out about this flu, it was a flu, right, in China. I was still waiting for NS, and nobody really thought it was gonna be a big thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We just like carried on as usual. But when it actually came to Singapore, and Singapore's government did the whole lockdown thing,
right,
I already enlisted in my national service.
Right.
And because I'm overweight, or is it because I'm not fit? Either one. I had to do like a 3 months prep course training.
All right, I think you were overweight.
Yeah, before we were sort of, the term here that's coined, I guess, is posted out.
Right.
Yeah. And it was during my second month into training where the whole lockdown thing happened.
Right.
So the whole work from home thing happened basically. So from training in camp, we were told to stay at home. And it was like really, really, I guess the word for it would be stupid. Let me explain why it's stupid.
Yeah, sure, go on.
So every morning we had to wake up, we have to take our attendance, something like that. And we had to do a morning exercise, morning PT, morning physical training.
Right.
And what we did was we opened Zoom and we had the camera face ourselves, every one of us at home. and we did like exercise like that.
I think the funny thing is that is still occurring now.
Yeah.
Like, I guess some little more background into me. Like, I'm currently working, or at least serving in the Air Force. And the funny thing is that we have some of our, I would say, recruits or our trainees, that is doing PT online, which is very hilarious.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they angle the camera so low to only their thighs, right? They are only showing their thighs, and I could tell that they are not like putting any effort,
Yeah,
like,
nobody
know how,
does.
right? Yeah, like, when you do lunges, you're supposed to go 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
They're just doing this. Like, you're just doing this. Like,
Exactly.
and the funny thing is, sometimes they turn on Zoom, there's this camera blur function, right? They turn on that camera blur, and then it just blurs out the entire body. And the I think there was one guy when I saw it basically blurred out his crotch. Which coincidentally blurred out his crotch, and then everything on the torso and the arm was revealed, but everything else was blurred. And then we were like, oh yeah, this is some good censorship levels, man. But anyway, go on.
And like that's not even the dumb part. So after that, that would be about, I think, 8 a.m. if I recall correctly. So 8 a.m. we would wake up, we would take attendance, we would do PT on the Zoom call, and after that, the fun part begins.
Right.
You do nothing. You just end the call until maybe about, say, 3 p.m. We start the call again for another...
Afternoon PT.
No. For like a quick 30 minutes of slides where they are taught stuff.
Right.
So
That's
between
fun.
8 a.m. after PT to 3 p.m. you do nothing at home. And then after that, so after the slide ends, right, about 2 hours later, I would say, or maybe it's 7 p.m., something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's night PT.
That's nice.
So that's what you do. 3 times a day you enter the Zoom call, and the rest of the time you're at home.
Right. I think you enlisted way earlier than me, right?
Yeah.
So what happened to me was during that phase, I think my mom was still insistent on going for her yoga classes.
Uh-huh.
So I was driving her down, but you could tell, like, I guess half of Singapore felt like a ghost town at that point when I was driving out. Like, every single time I drive out, right, it's just awfully quiet, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the afternoons and in the mornings, like around maybe, let's say, Orchard, right? If anyone doesn't know where Orchard is, it's a very big, no, I won't say very big, but it's the go-to shopping district, I guess, for tourists.
Yes.
So, right, so as you can tell, it's a go-to shopping district, right? It's supposed to be crowded.
The largest shopping district in Singapore because it's the only one.
Yeah, it's the only one. Yeah. It's like saying...
So I would not be wrong.
It's like saying Orchard is like top 3 in Singapore, but it's the only one.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that place is supposed to be crowded, chock full of traffic. You're not supposed to drive through it like easily, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, that time when I was sending my mom to her yoga classes, I was able to just switch 5 lanes without even looking back. Like, that's not the norm, by the way.
Dangerous driver.
No. But yeah, it was...
LTA, the Land Transport Authority.
Yeah, they wouldn't know
Take
anyway.
note.
But yeah,
you
it was...
clip this.
It was to that extent where it was that empty. So it felt very weird for the first time seeing
Changing lanes
Singapore.
without looking.
No, I did look, but it was relatively way easier than usual.
Sure, you looked.
But I don't have a single demerit point, alright? But anyway.
Yes, anyway.
Like, it was that empty. So the whole of Singapore was in a ghost town vibe mode.
Mm-hmm.
And during the lockdown, I enlisted before lockdown. No, I enlisted after the lockdown, but it was still at a phase where a lot of schedules were being clashed because suddenly, like, the government wanted to pick up the pace again.
Yeah.
But that's when a lot of scheduling had conflict because they spaced it out and then they start narrowing down the timings again. And even during my enlistment, it was a very weird phase, I would say.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning inside my bunk, there was a big sign there that says mask on except while sleeping. Right. You can imagine how that goes. I mean,
also when the work from home was implemented, you're not allowed to go out.
Right. In Singapore, I guess we call it the stay home restriction order.
Yeah.
For the army, at least.
Yeah.
At least for the army. For people who are normal civilians, I guess it doesn't really
You're
apply
not
to them.
allowed to go out with other households.
Right.
Unless you're related.
Right. Not yet.
Yeah.
That only further down the road, I would say that they started to open up.
Because I was still in a relationship at that point. So it was like a little bit of a struggle.
Right.
Like, couldn't go out.
Right.
All we did was like video call. Basically like Zoom PT, video call. Texted quite a bit. Since you can't go out to eat, we were like order food for each other.
Right.
So like I think that was a struggle period for couples.
Right. See, you can't relate. I'm single as fuck.
Yeah. Not much interesting
I'm
story.
single as a
Can't
stick.
go out.
But yeah, I mean, during that period, I would say that maybe I don't know. There were a lot of Singaporeans who complained about being too tight at home. Like I guess those people are the kind that really likes going out. Like they on day to day, they love going out so much.
Like I'm good with staying at home.
Yeah, say me too. But anyway, after the I guess after the lockdown or during the lockdown, or in fact just a day before the lockdown was officially announced, hoarding was an issue with a lot of Singaporeans.
I don't understand
didn't make
where this thing came from.
Yeah,
I think it was from like an American celebrity, was it?
Was it celebrity?
I think,
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how the hoarding began in Singapore. I know US had this toilet paper hoarding thing.
Yes,
and then it's
in Singapore as well.
Yeah, and then Singapore had it as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you just use water, guys?
Exactly.
Like, come on, that toilet paper is so rough, man. Your butt is supposed to be smooth. Like,
sure.
You know, water is there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, you're in your own home. You're not going out. So what's the big deal?
So like when you went to grocery stores in Singapore, you would see the toilet paper aisle completely empty, as well
vegetables
as well as preserved food, or like instant noodles, canned foods.
In fact, I would say that
it was completely empty.
I would say that almost everything was wiped, which didn't make sense to me because the funny thing was
anything that has a long shelf life.
Right? No, the vegetables were out as well.
Oh,
yeah, shockingly. But the funny thing was that normally in some cases you take tofu as an emergency food because it has a relatively long shelf life, and it's versatile. When I went there, tofu compartment was full. No one was taking tofu. I was like, I'm just gonna grab tofu because I think it's really easy for me to cook.
So you were in on the hoarding.
I was in on tofu hoarding.
I did not.
But I only got like 8. I only bought like 8 cubes, so it will basically last me a week.
Okay.
Then a week later, I'll buy another one.
Yeah, I didn't buy a single thing for hoarding.
I only bought it to last a week though.
Yeah, my grandparents were like, make sure you go and get some food. If we lock down, we're not able to go out, not able to buy food. I'm like, oh yeah, I will. No worries.
Yeah, never happened.
Yeah,
anyway.
never did.
But yeah, on top of the hoarding issues that we have, that was one day before lockdown. During our lockdown, we did have days, not days, but they had restrictions where this certain IC, like if you're registered with this digit IC, you're not able to enter the market yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was in camp.
Right, you're in camp, so it didn't really apply, but it did apply to me because I didn't enlist at that point yet.
Yeah.
So they were implementing this thing where I think it's an odd even number kind of thing. So if your IC ended in an odd number, you can only go on the odd days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe Sunday. If you're you get the point. If it was the even one, you get to go on 2, 4, and 6, basically Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it was they had this implementation for the IC. Then from that point on, I think after that lockdown, they started easing up restrictions. Then you were able to go out in 5s.
Yeah, I remember.
Right. Yeah, my
I
army
was still attached. I'm pretty sure. It was a little bit cringe. Like when you look at couples outside, you see them kissing with masks on.
I still see them kissing with masks on.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I don't know what they're trying to do with just...
Yeah.
It's basically like...
Unfortunate to say I was one of them.
Oh, fuck. I thought you were the chosen one, man.
Yeah, that's why I had to say unfortunately.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Where was I? About the lockdown timeline.
5 people were allowed.
Right. At this point, I was already enlisted because my enlistment days were a blur. I had no idea what was happening. I wouldn't say that I was a lost sheep, but everything was so like unorganized at that point because it was post lockdown, and apparently my enlistment date or several enlistment dates before were pushed forwards so that they could enlist early. Earlier.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of scheduling issues, and I could tell that we were rushed, kind of rushed, like to a great extent actually. But right, so post enlistment I was posted out, like you said. Yeah. Basically, I think posted out is a universal term, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. What posted out basically means is that we get posted.
Would you say allocated?
Right, we are directed to our units.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm struggling here. So,
Yeah.
but right, so all those was a blur where we had 5, and we were allowed to go out in groups of 5. I guess a lot of Singaporeans found it as a relief. And then the strategy that Singapore decided to take was zero COVID, I would say. The zero COVID strategy.
Yeah.
It was very aggressive. Very aggressive contact tracing.
Yeah. We were basically what's that term?
Dead silence.
What's that term?
Alright, well,
I guess we were a plot. Our efforts were a plot by WHO.
Yeah, our efforts were a plot internationally.
And UN.
Actually.
And the UN, I'm pretty sure.
So we were a plot that.
Yeah, but look at us now.
Yeah.
We are like the joke.
Yeah, well, I mean, in reality, zero COVID wasn't really a realistic option in the first place. You could go for minimized damage, I would say, or just minimized damage would be a more fair approach. But zero COVID is nigh impossible for us.
Yeah,
I didn't know what they were thinking. Like I said, opinions is ours.
Yes.
But generally speaking, I think they shouldn't have gone for the zero COVID approach. Maybe they could have went for a more. I mean, no. I mean, the sense of them vaccinating.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, it's a good try. But unfortunately, if you want to open borders, it's not realistic.
It's always hindsight.
Yeah.
You never know how it'll go.
Yeah. Then again, I guess early on applause was great for us, but unfortunately, our applause on that period at least was pretty short lived because of our dorm issues. One of our dear ministers, I wouldn't name anyone, but I'm pretty sure most Singaporeans would know anyway.
Yeah. So actually, like, this is something I joke about quite often, right? With the whole zero COVID approach and how they talk. I guess recently, maybe in the past few months, that they were saying, we understand that Europe is, like, you know how Europe, everyone's out without masks, COVID rate is low, everything is safe. So I think some members of the public brought that up, and the answer was that they are not aiming to be like Europe. Okay, this is to the best of my memory. All right,
I think it's still pretty accurate so far.
So he was saying that, and that that's not what we're trying to do, because what they did to achieve that so-called status was they had to give a lot of lives.
Right.
And that's not something that Singapore is willing to do.
Right.
But
look at us now.
Yeah, look at us now. Like,
look at us now, man.
Yeah, okay, but so I always joke about that. But one thing I think, thinking back with the, like, right now, literally, like, a new thought came into my head was like, thinking back, the whole zero COVID approach was actually pretty decent.
I mean,
because you managed to sort of hold back the explosion of cases until the vaccine was made.
Right. Yeah, that's
like,
a fair point.
People who got, who I guess contracted the disease is a lot safer, lower mortality rate.
Right.
Yeah. So new thought.
Yeah,
I'm supporting the Singapore government.
No, don't get me wrong. Is that they did a great they did a great job, approaching with a zero COVID strategy and then towards vaccination.
Delayed it enough.
Yeah, but the issue is that even post vaccination, with our vaccination rate, they still wanted to go zero COVID.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's a bit unrealistic because I mean, if you look at stats, if you look at numbers now, it's not great on us. Like we are getting,
like, percentage wise.
Yeah, it's not great because we're getting 1,000, 3,000 cases a day.
Yeah, especially like
and
I
our
said,
death rate
percentage wise, because we are a smaller population.
Right. Or the per capita levels are much higher.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I would say that if you look at our cases, most of it is asymptomatic. And I mean, as you know, if it's asymptomatic, you're more or less safe.
Yeah.
You're more of a risk to others who are not vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I think the initial burst was the ones who were unvaccinated in the first place who caused it.
I think you just gotta give it. I think now their stance is everyone's just gonna contract it at least once in their life.
Yeah, you're bound to contract it someday.
But I think they've given up on the
zero COVID.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Don't quote me on that. They may not have outright stated it.
Don't quote us on that.
Yeah, they may not have outright stated it, but that is
but
what
the numbers
it feels
are showing
like.
it, right?
Yeah.
But their restrictions are still pretty tight right now. But I think we jumped too much forward.
Yeah. So
COVID.
Okay.
So dorm cases. What's your view on that? The cases that blew up in the dorm and how they handled it effectively. It's I feel like it's a pretty.
I think there was a lot of like racism towards.
Yeah,
the foreign workers because of this,
yeah,
which is quite unfortunate.
I wouldn't, okay, in terms of racism, like anyone who thinks that Singapore is a really great country full of multi-racial or more like a diverse culture, we would say that we are a diverse culture, but unfortunately you just simply can't remove racism from everyone's hearts.
Yeah, I would say especially, I'm gonna offend someone no matter how I put this,
I don't think we
but
should.
whatever. So like, it's not that bad. I'm just saying
if y'all can't see my face, I'm making a really squirmy face right now.
So I was gonna say, like, I think especially a lot of the older generations,
right?
Are
Right.
quite hypocritical in this area,
Right.
especially towards the whole racism thing.
Right.
Because they are making complaints how overseas, especially in the Western countries,
Right.
they are racist towards the Chinese, they beat them up and whatever.
Uh-huh.
However, like back in Singapore, they are like
you're
showing the same racism
Yeah.
towards the foreign workers.
Right. Right.
So I feel like that is very hypocritical.
They're not taking the high ground where they say they might be racist to us, but we'll stand strong and we'll just say, we'll just be more equal to everyone else. Yeah. I mean, I think it applies to almost everyone, right? Every human alive, possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe not the whites, but I mean, I think it's the same in America as well, right? Like I would say the African Americans being ostracized, getting racial slurs. It doesn't really help that they are also being racist to others as well, like maybe Chinese, maybe the Asian community.
It doesn't help.
Yeah, like if you're trying to approach the lines of, you have to take pity on us. We are being ostracized. You should be on a higher ground and say that, I will treat everyone kindly regardless.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we can't be totally anti-racist, I would say. Like, I mean, honestly speaking, if you have some sort of stereotype in your head on your own,
nepotism.
nepotism. No, I mean not nepotism, but like honestly speaking, if you have some sort of generalization or stereotype in your head, I would say you're already being discriminatory at that phase. Yeah. So it's impossible for us to have zero hatred, I would say. But at the least, you could be more human to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like just saying,
like don't show it.
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't show it, they won't know that. They won't feel anything.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you might hate this person, right? But you're still gonna treat him like a human. You don't like him necessarily, but
or like hate everyone equally.
Yeah.
Like Family Guy, they make fun of every race, every religion equally.
I guess that will work. It's like, man, why is he being so racist to me? Oh, he's being racist to everyone else. Like, oh, okay.
Oh well.
Yeah, but that's a key point, I guess. Like everyone should just treat.
Yeah. Like if you hate people, don't hate the race.
Yeah, just hate the person,
Yeah.
You don't generalize that one person with the entire race.
Exactly.
Looking at everyone who does that anyway. But shit, that was a bad tangent.
Yeah, okay, enough about race.
Yeah, I mean, right, it was due to the DOM cases that lead to that. I would still say that we are, I guess, because of the DOM cases and during COVID, that it actually brought up a lot more topics, or a lot more issues that the dormitories or the foreign workers are suffering.
The living conditions.
How they are being exported in trucks. Fuck me. Transported in trucks.
Wow.
My bad, sorry. How they're being transported in trucks. I guess the issue was that trucks were not a safe option to even transport them in the first place. Like, I think the rate of accident, I won't say the rate of accident is high, but car accidents naturally are higher than usual. So it doesn't really help the fact that if they are sitting on the back, unfastened and being so loosed, and if they get into an accident, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, they just get flung out of the truck, man.
I had a recent experience with that, right?
You?
Yeah.
You did?
Not me, but someone I know.
Right. Did you?
Yeah. The person fell asleep while driving.
Oh, okay.
And there were passengers.
I think we shouldn't.
No. I'm just saying someone I know fell asleep while driving.
Right. The core point is it's not him.
Yeah, it's not me. I'm a safe driver.
He says that as he rubs your face. I'm a safe driver.
Body language experts, please do not analyze this clip.
Do not overanalyze it.
Yeah, I have 0 demerit points.
But anyway, right, so the issues for foreign domestic workers were brought up. A lot of petitions were brought in. A lot of it sadly ignored.
Like the biggest thing I think was just living conditions.
Yeah, living conditions and how they're transported.
Yeah,
actually.
like if you can imagine the size of my current room, there would be like about 8 people living in this.
Right, and this is
or more.
This is not big.
Yeah,
in any
it's
way.
tiny.
Okay, I won't say it's relatively tiny.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Never mind.
Yeah, so you
It is
like
tiny.
imagine. Actually, it could be even 10 or 12 people.
I think they were saying 10 or 12 people.
Yeah, in this size. So
Yeah.
it's like really crazy.
And can you
packed.
imagine that they only have one toilet, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine 12 people in one small room sharing one toilet and having the same meal. Like, that's a recipe for disaster for
and
an
it was
outbreak.
quite unsanitary as well.
Yeah, it's literally every single prerequisite for causing an outbreak in a localized area.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It did.
Yeah.
It broke out, and it was it was a extreme mess of how everything was handled at that point.
Yeah.
And that's when I would say that all of our efforts just went down to the drain and all the way to bedrock, man. Seriously.
All right.
It was hard for us to climb up from that scandal
Moving on from
domestic workers.
Yeah.
Right. So once,
a lot of people. Yeah. Go
sorry,
ahead.
you were saying?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to give a timeline after the domestic workers case.
I was gonna talk about how a lot of people suddenly, how would I say this, have their interest sparked in running.
Sorry. Okay, I wouldn't just say running. Almost every single thing there is on planet Earth that you can have an interest on, they had an interest on.
But like suddenly, from all the people who do not like leaving the house,
Yeah.
who do not exercise,
Yeah.
jogging became their passion.
Right. And suddenly, I like to cycle. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
Like I don't work out, but gyms are closed, and I am insanely disappointed in that.
Yeah. It's like, I might not lift, but why are the gyms closed?
Yeah.
I am infuriated.
Let me
Open up
start
the
running.
gyms.
Let me start running. This is a usual occurrence in my life.
Right. And all of a sudden, half of Singapore are very outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're like, oh
So
yeah, I'm an
active,
avid
so
runner.
outdoorsy. Like you can actually see like so many people are running outdoors since the start of the COVID case.
And there are still many that are still running.
Yeah.
More than usual.
Yeah. Shall
Like,
we
what's
talk
wrong-
about my experience with
What's
running?
wrong with you guys? Nice segue. Very nice segue.
So running, let me show you guys.
Oh boy, here we go.
Can you see this?
I'm not sure if the camera will catch it. But yeah, can
Yeah.
you see this? Well, for the people who are listening, his ankle is it's swollen.
Yes,
He
it
sprained
is
it.
crazy swollen. It's about like 5 times its normal size.
Yeah. It's good big trotters, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I was running. I started to run. I'm one of those people. Unfortunately.
What a terrible band.
And on my 4th day of running yesterday, I fell.
Yay!
Yeah. Actually, like, since you're on that, shall I? Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, you're looking at me.
I was gonna talk about possible challenges that.
With what, your ankle? He is about to suffer it for another week or two.
No, I mean like future challenges, like where we do some challenges for 30 days and then
right.
we come talk about it on the podcast.
Right, like we planned. Are we
Yeah.
seriously going to make it a thing?
Why not?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so that will be a thing in the future.
Specials,
Probably,
I would say.
Probably
Yeah.
like a monthly episode.
Yeah, but that is wait on the road. Subscribe, like,
Yeah.
view,
Turn
come
on notifications, ring the bell.
Like, guys, come on. This
Based on
whole
YouTube
setup,
statistics, 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed.
75.
75.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the stats up because it's pointless anyway. But yeah, this whole shit costs a lot of money, man, guys.
Yeah, so pay now, pay lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Where? So after that,
I think the timeline. I left it at dorms, right?
yes.
So I think post dorms, when everything was toned down, we were able to go out in groups of 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that actually.
Have you never gone out in groups of 8? My office were organizing like people like, okay, we can only go with 8.
Yeah, sorry, I have no friends.
I said my office, I never said friends.
Yeah, but I have no friends.
Okay. That's a sad revelation. But anyway, we were able to go out in groups of 8, I think, for a good period.
I've not went out in more than a group of 4 for like the past 2 years thinking about it.
I think
I
I
would
haven't as
say.
well. I think I've been as well. Like on our own personal group of friends, I don't think I did
Too
as
many
well.
people, man.
Yeah.
It's the maximum is a group of 4
Is it? 8.
for me.
Oh.
Like,
I mean,
that I went out with in the past.
I think I went out with
years.
8 once anyway, or only. But anyway,
Basically, when clubbing closed,
yeah,
I
that's
became
you.
an introvert.
Yeah, that's you. But right, group of 8. So when that happened, I think for a good 2 to 3 months, very short lived. We had zero COVID almost daily. All we had was an international, I guess, imported cases.
Oh yeah,
we only had
I
imported
remember
cases, but it
that.
was zero cases all the way throughout the entire period. Then at least my dad was able to fly back. Like it.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact was he only flew back twice.
Yeah, but the flying back experience is
it's atrocious.
like nothing else.
Yeah.
Atrocious?
Atrocious because of the cost.
Oh, I was
It's really
talking about
expensive.
it's basically like 3% on the plane.
Oh yeah, I mean you're getting a whole 777-300, a Boeing 777-300, and it's
Yeah.
only maybe 20 when the max cap is like 300-ish.
Like my mom came back as well. She was like one of 3 on the plane.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting on economy but it's business.
Yeah, it's like it's a experience like no other.
Right, and business is like first class.
Yeah, like I saw a video of this guy. He was basically the only one on the plane.
Uh-huh.
So instead of addressing the flyers as I guess what
Passengers?
yeah,
Yeah.
it would be like Mr. ABC.
Yeah.
We are arriving in 30 minutes. Please
Yeah.
enjoy your flight with us. You know,
Yeah, and I think there was some
addressing
video.
him directly.
I think there was some video YouTube clips as well that showed like from other airliners and from other people overseas that they literally had a whole plane, whole big plane to themselves. And fun fact, our audition just stopped recording again. Adobe, I hate your shit. Just saying.
We paid for it, by the way.
Paid for it.
We don't pirate. We support the company and look at what happens.
Oh my god. Sorry guys. Just give me a
Yeah,
second.
we'll just carry on with the recording from Zoom then. It's fine.
I think
We will deal with this another day.
there we go. Suddenly it just decided to work again. I hate this so much.
So yeah, restrictions of 8.
Right. Sorry, Zoom. I love your stuff.
Yeah, Zoom. Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom Corp.
You're like,
I like
the
your
best,
stuff, man.
best brand.
It's like, come on, look at this shit.
Yeah,
Look at-
it's
look at all of us.
amazing. It's the best. I
Alright,
love it.
anyway, groups of
Number
8.
1.
Oh my god.
Not
yeah.
sponsored, by the way.
We are such sellouts. I swear.
Currently.
We are extreme sellouts. Anyway, groups
No,
of 8.
I genuinely love the product. It's amazing.
Sounds more sarcastic when you say it.
Okay, carry on.
Right, groups of 8. What happened then? Zero COVID for a few months. And then we had our... I'm not sure if it's widely known around the world, but our KTV cases happened on that fateful day in... I forgot which day.
Oh, it was... Oh,
the
yeah,
KTV,
yeah, yeah.
the KTV case happened. And wow, do we love fishes. So from a small KTV case, I would say it's an unfortunate case of very either unfaithful men or adventurous men.
Okay, let me explain a little bit about what KTV is.
Oh right, sorry, yeah, go on. I think you will have a better handle to explain it.
Excuse me.
No, as in I think you'll be able to explain it better. I have no idea how to explain KTV that well.
I've never been there either.
I mean, but you know it.
Okay, no, I've been there.
Alright, anyway, go on. Explain what KTV
Alright, so
is.
basically it is I guess you can call it a Thai disco sort of partying bar area
Yeah.
where there are like tables and alcohol and like I guess
Escorts.
Escorts. Okay. Let me just say that I'm not trying to objectify women.
Oh, fuck.
But like the main attraction the main attraction
This
of
woman.
the main attraction of such locations are
Such places, yeah.
such places are the female
Escorts. I mean, we can say it as what it is.
it's
Because,
not really escort because
well,
it's no sexual services.
But hostess.
Yeah, like
Female
the
hostess
female
then, how about
hostess are sort of the main attraction of this place.
Right?
And
It's the same thing as Shinjuku red zones,
Yeah.
red districts.
yeah.
But,
So
yeah.
how it will work is there will be
Oh,
tons
we're
of-
going in depth, huh? Okay.
Yeah, so we can explain how the case is
Okay,
spread.
sure.
Yeah, so it works is like all the female hostess are the main attraction. And what happens is you sort of pay them a certain sum of money and they will like come over to your table, they'll mingle with you, drink with you, play games with you, and after that they would like move on to other tables. So there's a lot of like cross contamination, I guess.
Are we really calling cross-contamination?
of
boy.
the case.
Oh boy. Okay.
Cross interaction. Please cut that out.
No.
Of
is
like
sashimi
people
tangent.
on different table.
We don't cut things out unless it's out of sync, which
Yeah.
happened several times already on this podcast.
So that was how like I guess the one COVID case could spread like so wildly.
I guess that I guess on top of that, the issue was that they were basically breaching regulations on the group sizes.
No masks.
Yeah, no mask. The group sizes were exceedingly high.
Huge.
Yeah. So that's how it spread. It started from one of the hostess, right? One of the hostess had it, and it basically spread to the men around her.
Yeah, exactly. And because she goes to different
Yeah,
tables
and just
mingle
kept
with different
spreading
guys.
and spreading and spreading, and it basically formed the whole cluster of KTVs, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing was that a lot of people were taking videos of it, like men who were escorted out of their condos during this during their in their condos or houses. During this whole ordeal, and then everyone was taking videos like, oh, look at this unfaithful bastard.
Yeah. So because of contact tracing,
Right. There was so much shaming involved as well.
yeah, so much. Especially I guess regulars to this place would be attached males.
Right.
With-
Most of it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, most
older
of it were-
older gentlemen
Yeah. Unfortunately.
who are attached.
Right.
So like when the I guess contact tracing staff comes over to your house or drop you a message, your wife
Well, no.
will find out.
Yeah. Not the best way to go
Yeah.
out, but
Also, of course, like for the unfortunate men who are there to have food on a different level,
yeah.
were unfortunately contacted as well.
Yeah, and they are, I would say, collateral damage.
Yeah.
Like they were literally there for food.
yes.
Like only food, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So the men who were actually in the KTV sort of have an excuse thanks to these people. So
Yeah, and
I'm sure some marriages were saved by this.
not the best way though. Still not the best excuse.
unfortunate.
Yeah, but anyway, it occurred from one hostess. It spread to several, many men.
Yeah.
In all different KTVs, I would say.
Yes.
And I think the next issue was that this hostess was also working at a fish market, and then the fish market caused another cluster, a whole different cluster. So after that 8 group, they brought it down back to 5 people in one group. And basically, we had a virtual, I guess, a second lockdown, but it was a more mild. It was not a complete lockdown. We were still able to move, but everyone was like, "Oh, do you have a health risk warning? Were you near an exposed person? Yada yada yada."
Yeah.
Give it another 2 months. We were still at 5. We never went up back to 8. I think. I think we never ever went back to 8. We were stuck at 5 for a while. And then
the government's playing scissors, paper, stone.
Yeah, they're what we call in Singapore. They like to go roti prata, and they like to flip the prata 24/7. But what people don't know about roti prata, is basically an Indian pancake.
Indian pancake,
Yeah.
fried dough, I guess.
Yeah, I think fried dough. So how you cook it is by flipping it. That's why we were saying the government is flipping like the regulations non-stop. But anyway, after 5, after the 2 clusters. The timeline is pretty blurred at that point, isn't it?
I really, everything is a blur to me. I don't even remember the 8 packs.
Because
regulation.
For me, I have to stick with the directive very strictly because of where I work. But I mean you as well. But I guess everything comes to a blur when
I just don't have 8 friends.
Yeah.
So it's not a thing that stuck out to me.
I guess it became a blur because they had so many restrictions on. We were allowed to go. We were not allowed to go out.
Yeah.
We were allowed to go again. And we were not allowed to go again. And then fast forward to about I think now or like 2 months before now maybe. 2 months before now, actually, exactly 2 months before now, because our badminton sessions were cancelled. Very, I hate it.
So for your information, we do a weekly badminton session with our friends.
Or at least we were.
Yeah, we are at the age where we try to do these activities to keep healthy.
Right.
Yeah, we're at that age.
Not calling out people who don't exercise, but, start exercising. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway.
When you get older, you got to put in effort.
We're 22.
But we are getting older, yes?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there are people way
Exactly.
older than us, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're joining them early.
Right. But anyway, 2 months ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Now we understand why.
Yeah,
there's so
now,
many.
yeah, we go off tangent really often.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Right, 2 months ago, the government decided to go back from 5 to 2. Well, that was a big hit. Regardless of your vaccination status, you only could go out in twos, basically. So, and the next scandal that happened with that was the Bloomberg Forum, or some financial forum that was held, or an economics forum that was held in Singapore. A lot of people were saying, wow, everyone's coming from different parts of the world and they can go out and eat in fives while we only can go out in twos. Our family is being separated. Lots of big problems that that was expected.
So
but
jealousy.
But I guess it's also mismanagement.
I'm going to get cancelled for saying that.
Jealousy?
Yeah, cut that out.
Nah, I won't care. Yes, they're jealous. It doesn't matter. But I mean, to a certain extent, I guess it would make sense because you are in the part of the same household, right? So in theory, you should be able to go out and eat with your family.
I mean, technically you can.
Yeah, but you have
Right
to sit
now.
separated. Now you can. Now we're recording this.
You still have to sit separate.
Yeah,
Because the regulation allows for
5
packs vaccinated
and
from the same household.
Yeah.
However, every place is just lazy to check your status, so they have you sit in twos.
Woohoo, we're getting called out. We're calling them out.
No, but
it's
true.
true. Yeah, it's true.
Like, how are they gonna check that you're actually from the same household?
Right.
You know?
Oh no, they had a proposition to check your ICs.
Yeah.
And that's where the second scandal I would say came up because
so nobody cares. Like,
because the issue was that long-term visit pass holders. So basically, what long-term visit pass holders are, is they are married. I would say no, they're not necessarily married as well, but they are able to stay in Singapore for an extended period of time.
maybe work visa,
months?
school visa.
I think they're different from work and school visa though.
Oh.
Yeah, but what the gist of it is that they're able to live in Singapore. It basically acts as a visa for them, so they're able to stay here. And the issue with long-term visit pass holders is that they do not have address registered to their card, I would say. So no one was able to check whether they are from the same household or not. That's where the second scandal came out. Like, why are you checking my IC?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying, so what if let's say I'm famous, us, and they are able to check our address and they just remember it off their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the issue, like. They came out with the PDPA where everyone was not allowed to check ICs, and then suddenly we are able to check ICs again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's conflicting with a lot of policies. It's a very weird period for us. I'm shocked that we are not able to handle this better, I would say. I think there's a lot more suggestions to...
Like, could have been done in the SingPass or something, right?
Yeah. Not even just SingPass. Like, I guess verification-wise, we could... Like, I think we could just make an indication on our SingPass or on our Trace Together that yes, same household by verification of our IC through the data itself. So no one had to see the IC like physically. Like you can just show them like, yeah, we are in the same household.
Also, like, even more recently, I don't actually remember when specifically, you used to be allowed to go into the mall, but now you have to be vaccinated.
All right.
When was that introduced?
I think that was at oh fuck.
Like, I don't think it was more than a month ago,
No,
right?
no. It was when was it? Shit. It was when I was on my my going out adventures hint future episode. But it was when I was attempting to find a partner,
okay.
Anyway, it was before then, so I think
Name and shame.
Nah,
there's nothing to shame.
Yeah, there's nothing to shame.
Yeah.
I think September-ish, before that slightly. Yeah, it was quite early on. It's when I say early on, it's like only 2 months, 3 months ago. But right, it was during that period. So regulations were get vaccinated or you're dealing it with yourself.
Yeah. So basically social segregation for the unvaccinated.
But
for the people complaining, suck it.
Right, yeah, very true. And for those who are intelligent vaxxers, you're not that much smarter than us anyway. Really, realistically speaking, come on, man.
Welcome to the average IQ population.
Yeah, intelligent vaxxers my ass.
Unless you're actually allergic, that's a different scenario.
Right, no, health issues wise is different.
Yes.
Health issues wise is totally different.
Yeah.
If you have health issues that you're not able to take, it's fair because you're gonna die.
Yeah, but if you're afraid to be magnetized, that's on you.
Yeah.
If you catch it, it's on you.
Like, guys, come on, man, just jab it. We'll get magnetized. We are radiating 5G.
It can be like Magneto.
Like, come on, we're radiating 5G, guys.
Exactly.
We have high-speed internet. Think, guys, think.
Do we have coin? Can I see if I'm magnetic?
Just proceed to go to the PC and just like, oh yeah, shit, I am.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, far pull off of there. But yeah, malls were allowing only vaccinated personnel to enter. A lot of people thought that it was unfair. But then again, those unvaccinated people were the first call where it started to spread. So there is fair reason on segregating them to a certain extent. But right, so that's that. Hospitals didn't. You're no longer covered for COVID payments. Yeah. So now they have to pay a shit ton of money, non-subsidized as well, which is fantastic. Suck it.
Suck it.
Yeah. So and they were also the one bringing up, I think, because the unvaccinated population is quite big. So they were the ones effectively hogging the ICU beds. I think the core issue were the ICU beds being filled up. Yeah.
I just say, if we're not on a podcast, I'd say let them die.
Oh, well, it's on now.
Yeah, but it's on now.
Yeah, but
whatever.
But oh fuck.
Let Jesus take the wheel.
Or whatever God you believe in.
Yeah. And whatever instrument of direction, I guess, you use.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man. We are like jumping forwards and backwards in the timeline of COVID. I think
I'm gonna have a pain. It's gonna like be a pain in the ass to do the like.
Hey man, I'm editing.
I'm
editing this whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
but timestamps.
It's still a pain regardless. Just checking. Sorry. That was a big echo right there. Okay. Anyway. So after 5 unvax segregation, then there were several other scandals where we had those the sovereign lady and the sovereign man, the sovereign British man and some lady who claimed that she was a sovereign and rules of the laws of the state do not apply to me. Is she?
Yeah.
And the rules of the state do not apply to me. Sorry, that sounds very Texan.
I'm a sovereign.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These guys.
Like, what does that even mean?
So basically, they are of their own land. They are of their own person. Like, any rules shouldn't apply to them. Like, okay, so I'm just gonna go up to them and I'm gonna touch them on their arms, right? And then when they say, why are you touching me? I'm a sovereign. My rules said that I can't touch you. Like, come on. You're on someone else's house. You're gonna follow their rules, right?
Yeah, there's a where's the they have a badge.
Yeah.
Lady.
Oh boy, she's from the Navy. I mean,
it's in the news.
Yeah, at this point, everyone knows that she's from the Navy anyway. Yeah, she's a retired Navy personnel. Yeah, she's like, where's your badge? If you don't have a badge, I can become a safe distancing officer as well. Like,
also, I love her arrogance, by the way. Respect.
Oh yeah, she did not only double down, dude. She tripled, quadrupled, quintupled down.
Yeah, after she was caught and like her, was she DDoSed?
I don't know. I don't
but
think she was ever
her
DOSed.
information was out and she had a court case, I guess, because it's criminal.
Right, and she went out to court without a mask.
Yeah, no, not only that. She tries to argue the minute details. So what she did was, I think I told you this. She was in Orchard Road, which was like the shopping district you mentioned at the start of the podcast, right? She was smiling, like.
Oh yeah, she was smiling with glee.
Yeah,
she's so much.
And she was holding a drink in her hand.
Right.
In sports attire.
Right. And so in theory, she's exercising.
Yes, someone went up to her and I think talked about mask or whatever. And she just said, "Can't you see I'm drinking and exercising? I don't have to wear a mask."
I guess for context, we are allowed to put off our mask when we are exercising on when we are drinking or eating.
Yes.
So that's the context that she's basing it off.
Yes.
Which obviously, in a sense, doesn't apply.
She was. I just love the confidence.
But I guess she is playing black and white with the rules. Yeah. Like she's literally writing the rules on a really thin line. And also,
it obviously did not work out for her.
Yep.
But still, respect, ma'am.
I think she has 15, 20 charges on.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, yeah.
I think there was another case where
she's a hero of mine.
Attitude wise, I would say. Not the best idea to flop with rules, but she had the right attitude to life.
She don't back down.
Yeah. Well, look at where she is now. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta back down, man.
No.
It's not worth the fight sometimes. But fuck. Can we check? Sorry for everyone listening, but can we check where our schedule is? Not our timing. Where we are. Oh shit! It's been an hour already.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Well, I guess we can round up.
Did we cover what we want to say though? Not really, right?
What else have we?
Our current state that we are living in, I guess. So
let's do that.
Yeah, like we said, same family, five group, but in the same household. You're able to go out and eat. there is something called the VDS Plus scheme. So a premium version of how we get to go out. So, we need to subscribe. Basically, no, I'm just kidding. We need to do regular testing, I would say, before every event.
Yes.
Yeah, like we're supposed, after today's recording, we're supposed to have a badminton session. But our dear co-host here decided to fuck up his ankle anyway. So
I just felt like it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm walking too
it's like, oh shit.
normally.
I think I should fuck up my ankle today.
Yeah. So I decided to jump off a chair and land on my ankle.
And here we are right now. So we are not able to go out to our badminton session. But
so I would like to say, live your life. If you feel like doing something, do it.
Oh my god. I thank the heavens we put a disclaimer in the start, I guess. But anyway, so the VDS Plus scheme, the vaccinated differentiated scheme. For fuck's sake,
segregation scheme.
Yeah, the Singapore government has a really great naming system where it gets so creative to a certain extent where I don't even know what they're trying to do at this point. But anyway, so for every group event that we intend to do, like badminton, for an example, we have to take ART test or antigen rapid test. Is it?
Yes.
It is, right? Yeah, so we have to take an ART test 30 minutes prior to our event, I would say. And obviously if you're negative, you get to go through. If you're positive, get back the fuck home. So that's our current state right now. We are slightly envious. In fact, no, we are pretty envious about other countries having an open policy right now. In traveling, at least outdoors, unmasked, indoors masked. Makes sense, right?
Yeah. So
we just leave it at that. But I guess we live to get by.
Yeah. Okay, I guess one final topic before we round out the episode.
Right, sure.
What's the main difference you feel comparing your life now and pre-COVID?
Oh, like I said in the beginning, I'm a homebody.
Yeah, so not much
I don't
difference.
really feel very impacted by any regulations thus far. I'm getting a bit sick of staying at home, but it doesn't really make me irk home.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still getting exhausted of Singapore sites. I really want to go overseas at this point, but NS doesn't really allow that to happen anyway.
Yeah.
So that's not a big issue on my end. How about you?
So for me, like one big difference is I see my mom at home every day now.
Okay.
Yeah, because before COVID, so my dad works overseas, so I only meet him when he comes back for
we have literally the same issue.
Yeah, like when he comes back to do work, I guess, and we will grab a meal together or something. And my mom, she travels a lot and she's quite religious. Yeah. So she travels a lot to I guess places like Tibet and whatnot to do this kind of thing.
Oh shit, she does?
Yes, a lot. So
right.
Yeah, so I would say she comes home maybe once a month for a few days, and that is how often I would see her. But since the start of COVID, she's been home for every day for months and months. So it's
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a great thing.
Right. Okay. Great.
Yeah, it's just
That's
it's
nice.
very different because I used to live alone with a helper, and that's it.
I guess both of us.
Because my sister is overseas.
Right.
For
I guess
uni as
both
well.
of us are technically pretty alone, alone in living. I mean,
suddenly,
we have
my parents are in Singapore for extended periods of time. What?
Yeah, trust me, if
This is not normal.
Yeah, if COVID didn't happen and I was in NS, I'm pretty sure my mom would go overseas as well,
Yeah.
more often than
It
usual.
feels really weird at the start.
I mean,
but
for me,
now
I'm used to it. I'm used to it kind of because my mom stays at home most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
But I know that if I had things that it's extended period like NS or my overseas internship, she would usually go out anyway, go overseas.
Yeah.
Because it's a better use of a time in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the roundup of today's episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to reduce my S bombs and my F bombs, which I really dropped so much in the start.
Hopefully, it was a more neutral accent.
Yeah, I hope so. We tried. I
I
had no
forgot
idea
about it, but
oh my days, it's very loud. I had no idea that, oh, snap, it's been open an hour already. Okay.
Yeah.
I think most of it had to be cut anyway. But, right. So, a lot of tangents today. I think we really didn't go on to what we intended to talk about.
Yeah, it's just it's more of like our experience.
Yeah, our update
really
on COVID,
rundown on
I
COVID.
guess. Yeah.
Because we're not a news channel, okay? If you want to watch the news, turn on the fucking TV.
Oh, wow. There goes another F-bomb. Yeah, see, this is why on our ratings, we have to put not suitable for children. It's especially because of our F-bombs. But anyway, so I think that rounds up our episode for today.
Yeah. Remember to subscribe, like, turn on the notification.
Follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes.
And a really important note, you can follow us on our socials. I cannot...
It's in the description.
Yeah, it's in the description.
There's a Twitter, there's Instagram for the channel itself.
Right.
And we have our individual social media as well.
Right. So for audio listeners...
please follow us. We need more followers to get better sponsorships. Zoom,
as if you're getting sponsored in the first place. Fuck. But anyway, for the audio listeners, we're on Instagram and Twitter at Sashimi Tangent. For our personals, just check the description of the podcast. Unfortunately, because if we did tell it to you, it's kind of hard to I guess figure it out.
Right.
But Sashimi Tangent is our socials. We would greatly appreciate any feedback whatsoever or any topics that you'd like us to talk about or discuss about, because honestly, we're kind of busy and it's low-key kind of hard for us to think of a topic. Just saying.
Let us know.
Yeah, so and we do not want to run dry.
All right.
Yeah, so
all right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh fuck yeah. All right, thank you. See you guys. Bye.